Alright, so a new article just dropped, the expected article on deck building in Warhammer Underworlds Embergard, or Underworlds 2.0 if you. And more specifically, this pertains to Nemesis. If championship still is a thing at all remains to be seen, but I personally wouldn't bank on it. It's been living a dwindling existence for quite some time now, and it wouldn't surprise me if now is the time that they do indeed pull the plug on it. But let's focus on the article and the Nemesis format. Up front we get to know that it works pretty much like now, with the obvious difference that you don't actually have any warband cards other than your fighter cards and your war scroll, which replaces the old warband deck. So that means you mix and match two decks, with the caveat that you can't use two decks that both uses a plot card, which in a limited meta might be quite a big caveat. But so far we only have one deck with a plot card, so right now it's not a problem. This is a similar restriction to the one we currently have in Championship, that you can't include cards from two decks that both have plot cards. And then it's pretty standard stuff with 12 or more objectives, of which only 6 can be searches, 20 or more power cards, of which no more than half can be ploys. The 12 or more and 20 or more might be news to some newcomers, but this was actually already the case. Albeit most people never really went for more cards in either their objective deck or their power deck to boost the odds of actually drawing the strongest cards. And the last caveat is that each card must have a unique name. So as a whole, this means it's pretty much what I predicted in a previous video, and I'm glad that you can't double down on like +1 health, +1 damage, as those cards are in more than one deck. I think Sidestep is also one of them. Then Nick and Josh go on to talk about the focus of their sample decks that we can see in the article. I'm not going to go into detail about that. I have a similar video on how to focus your deck if you're interested in watching that. There's sadly no new teasers of cards here, except perhaps this one, which I can't recall seeing before, with an offensive reroll, so nothing really mind-boggling. How do I feel about all this? Well, less variety is really a thing, with no warband decks being our new reality. We have a total of 6 deck combinations available to us when the game launches, which for me personally, I gotta say, feels a bit underwhelming, coming from the wide variety that we have in the game right now. Obviously we can take different cards and so on in our pairings and so forth, but I think for the competitive or crunchy players that really like to deck build, it's gonna be really crucial how the war scrolls pans out, if they have enough variety and uniqueness of the actual warbands, and also how quickly we start to see new rival decks popping out to alleviate a meta that might risk becoming very stale very quickly. What are your thoughts on the article and the direction the game is taking? Of course, we don't know everything yet, but the picture is starting to get clearer and clearer as towards where we are heading with the game. Please let me know in the comments, and do smash that like button to get the video up to speed. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day. Bye. I would like to thank all my wonderful members that support my work. Every penny goes straight into new minis, new paint, equipment and whatnot. Your support means a lot. If you are not yet a member, what you can expect from a future membership is access to the member Discord, early access to videos, member deck review, and just generally a greater influence on the content I put out. I will surely add more features to the member side of things as I progress as well. Furthermore, I would also like to mention that if you are looking to buy Warhammer merch, you can now support the channel via clicking the link provided in the description of the video to help the channel with a small but valuable kickback without any extra cost for you by making any of your purchases via the link.